happening, gang? It's your boy Retro back again with another reaction video. Yeah. Today we got another huge update. You guys can probably already tell that it is going down. Just by that title alone, you guys are definitely gonna want to check this one out. So we got that Representative Ratchet, aka Miss Jasmine Crockett, making her way back into the spotlight, faced some serious consequences after she crossed the line while trying to defend Representative LaMonica McIver in this newest update, guys. I'm excited to get into it, so we're hop straight into it. All I ask that you guys please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and without further ado, let's get straight into it, folks. Check this one out.
And always, here, listen, I have a series of issues of what's going on, because I will say that the Republicans were right. Democrats lost on immigration. When you look at all the polling, when you talk to people, they lost on immigration. And frankly, I am concerned that we did not have conversations that went beyond just talking about the humanity, because there are people that literally don't care about humanity, which is why we are able to have this administration doing the things that they're doing. Talking about the fact that border crossings are down 95%, well, I don't know if I can trust that number or not. You know why? Because first of all, they've been going out, they've been firing all of the persons that usually deal with data, science, and facts all over in all agencies, in addition to the fact that even if that is a real number, we don't know if they got to that number just because, well, this is a lawless administration that is consistently in violation of people's constitutional rights, the Constitution in and of itself, court orders. So we can't really explain exactly why and how, even if that is true. And at some point in time, you have to say there is a balancing test. Either we are going to follow the law fully, or we're not at all. And frankly, what I've seen out of this administration is that they don't want to follow the law. But there is something that you said in your opening remarks that really stuck with me. There was a line that I wrote down. You said, line cooks and landscapers. Now, I have talked to those that are in construction. I have talked to those that are farmers. I have talked to a lot of people that have said that because of the reckless acts of so many of these ICE agents, they can't even get their workers to show up to work because of what they're doing. Now, you correct me if I'm wrong. As somebody that practiced criminal law, I never saw that we needed ICE to go and arrest somebody, say, for murder. Is ICE the only agency that has the authority to arrest somebody, say, if they go out and commit murder?
No, ma'am, they're not. But
what about aggravated robbery?
No, ma'am.
What about rape?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so in fact, 9 times out of 10, the primary arresting agency when it comes to, say, committing a crime such as aggravated robbery, rape, murder, would that be ICE? Would that be the primary arresting and investigatory agency to do that in the first place?
No, ma'am.
Okay. All right, so I just wanted to make sure I was on the right page, because I get a little confused sometimes when we're around here. Now, we have talked about a lot of the kind of back and forth between the branches. And this idea of checks and balances seems to escape certain folk in the chamber. And so I really want to ask you just a couple of questions to make sure I'm not the one that has lost my marbles. Who has the right to conduct oversight? Or let me ask you this way. Does Congress have the power to conduct federal oversight over detention facilities?
Yes, ma'am, and quite frankly, a bit of confusion that I've been hearing today. Oversight by Congress is, of course, mandated by law, but additionally, oversight also not only in the immigration space protects the migrants, but also protects law enforcement and through public safety in making sure they have the resources they need. In my position, over 15 years at the department, I oversaw hundreds of visits by congressional members, advocacy groups, immigration groups, law enforcement groups, and in no way did I ever see the sort of situation that we saw in Delaney Hall, where there was a powder keg driven by the political theater being driven by the White House.
And that's exactly right. And that's actually why I wanted to make sure I talked about the fact that you had credentials and you've actually been in this space. That was not normal. And the idea that they would somehow say that it's their colleagues that were the ones that were driving it, which is why I made sure that I showed video footage of Representative McIver very calmly telling them why she was there. And frankly, it is sad that we do have to go through this kind of political theater because, listen, we all know what it is. That's why they hired everybody from Fox News, because all they trying to do is put on for a show. This is not the Apprentice show. This is supposed to be about the American people, and I want us to start to refocus our attention on the American people and stop demonizing every daggone person that ends up in custody of ICE, because they are not necessarily demons just because ICE decided to round them up.
All right, you guys. So Jasmine Crockett showing once again that she has clearly lost it, like she was questioning there. She's definitely lost it, saying that, workers are scared to show up because of the ICE deportation efforts going on nationwide right now. They should be scared. They should be afraid because they're here. If you're here illegally, you're going back. This administration is not messing around. And then Jasmine Crockett arguing the point, saying that these folks who tried to assault agents to get through and break into that ICE detention facility in New Jersey were right. They were in the right all the way, and it was all peaceful, and they were speaking in a very calm and persuading tone. No, let me give you guys a look. That's a little refresher on what was actually going on at that detention facility. Reminder, this is LaMonica's in the red. You guys created this. Okay. But again, this is peaceful. Okay. So Jasmine Crockett, among many other loonies on the left that are condoning this type of behavior, pushing and shoving, assaulting cops, saying there was nothing wrong. So once again, we have another loony on the left, add them to the list of AOC, Hakeem Jeffries, now Jasmine Crockett, saying they were totally fine, justified. They were there to, do a little bit of oversight, the duties of their office. And this is in part of it. This is their constitutional right, their obligation, their duty of office. They come in here pushing and shoving, assaulting ICE officials. We seen LaMonica. She was in the red. She was the one that was pushing everybody down. You would have thought she was a freaking lineman or a linebacker, the way she was pushing through folks to get into the building. But yet they want to keep arguing the point that this was all peaceful. It was justified. Jasmine, who put you? I'm trying to figure out still who put her in that seat. I want to know who in Texas wanted Jasmine Crockett to represent them, their district. They have lost it. Fully lost it, and I know they regret it by now because Jasmine Crockett has done nothing for her district alongside AOC. I'm not sure who is worse, AOC or Jasmine Crockett. Y'all gotta let me know. When we got Jasmine Crockett once again coming to the side of these illegal migrants, she doesn't care about American citizens on deportation, saying this is insane. How would it feel if other countries sent people to our country? Like, what does she mean? Look, you can't make it up.
As far as I'm concerned, you randomly kidnapping folk and you throwing them out of the country against their civil rights, against their constitutional rights. And frankly, how would they feel if some other country decided that they were going to just start throwing people randomly in our country? Like that is absolutely insane. So yes, all I gotta say is y'all need to get these fools out of here. But Deborah, as far as I'm concerned, you ran.
So we randomly are throwing people out of this country into other countries. And she's saying, how would the United States feel if folks just started randomly throwing United States citizens, deporting them back to their country? We wouldn't feel any type of way. If these are our citizens, they're coming right back here. It doesn't make a difference. No, never mind. But Jasmine Crockett can't see that these folks are going back home. It will be different if we were sending these folks to, foreign places or, these random countries. It's not a random country. These folks are coming from these countries, fleeing from their country and getting sent back. It's just as simple as that. But once again, she doesn't care about American citizens, the safety of or our well-being, the public safety of American citizens at all. She cares more so about these deportations of known illegal migrants, saying you can't demonize these people just because they've been arrested by us. We're not demonizing them. We're just saying that these folks came into our country illegally and they need to go back to where they came from. And then I got one more clip I want to show you guys. I wanted to make this one kind of brief, but this is the newest up and coming. This is Gunther Eagleman on X saying we have an up and coming Jasmine Crockett wannabe who's now claiming cameras are prejudiced. Where did these people come from? Where?
Women of color reported experienced the highest rates of online abuse. However, all communities are not impacted by the surveillance in the same way. Black and brown communities are disproportionately surveilled by law enforcement using surveillance cameras. These systems frequently leverage racial recognition technology, which has shown significant error rates when analyzing individuals with black and brown skin tones. One study found that the error rate for facial recognition technology when used on light-skinned men was less than 1 in 100, while the error rate when used for darker-skinned women was nearly 35%. This discrepancy raises serious questions about the possibility that surveillance technology will be used to unfairly target minority communities. Cameras that misidentify people do not create law and order. They only put more people at risk.
Yo, there we have it, guys. Oh my goodness, we're seeing them now come out. The newest Jasmine Crockett wannabe. That was represent Miss Brown. I have to do a little bit more research into who she is. I just seen that clip of her pointing the finger, pointing the blame at these cameras, saying, hey, they are the problem. These cameras, they're prejudiced. They're the R word. Like, what? Who's coming up with this stuff? Who is this lady? We have to go look into it. Jasmine Crockett's got some competition, is what it looks like to be. Jasmine Crockett has lost all her marbles. I'm going to say it. After seeing this whole situation front to back, I would have seen if she weighed in early on when this first happened earlier last week. Before we've seen multiple arrests, now we're seeing charges coming for LaMonica McGyver, but she's weighing in on the back end after all the body cam footage has been released. There's clear and apparent proof of these folks showing up, trying to assault their way into this ICE detention facility, and she's still coming to their side, to their defense, and saying that they were in the right. Oh my goodness, y'all. Oh my, this is what we have to deal with, these loonies on the left. Y'all definitely hop in the comment section. Comments are open. I'm excited to hear what you guys are thinking. What is the next step for Ms. Jasmine Crockett? Do folks in her district actually vote her in again? And do we see her possibly face a removal behind all of this? Guys, hop in the comments. Let me know your thoughts. Also, make sure you guys please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you do enjoy more content like this, catch you guys on the next one week.